Mel from Content Queen. Snap.
I think that's it.
Welcome to the Cherrywood podcast. It's Simon here.
It's Rachel here.
Please like, share and subscribe. Okay, hello everyone. We've got Melissa here. And what's your business again?
Content Queen.
Content Queen. Based in Westgate. Did you say Westgate?
Westgate, Margate area.
Margate, Westgate. So she's had a little bit of a drive. It's been about an hour and a half, hasn't it, to get here?
About 50 minutes.
Oh, that's not... God, you drive fast,
yeah, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was only like 50 minutes or so.
Your parents aren't going to be happy how fast you've driven here. She's definitely over the speed limit, Mum and Dad.
Don't say that.
Oh, sorry. Right, okay, we've got a couple of new bits, right? What happens is some people talk. Do you talk with your hands quite a lot?
Yeah.
Excellent. if we've got this little thing now we've got going on, and you've got to agree to it. If you hit the mic, we go. Mic 1. Hang about, where are the others? Oh, they are here. And if you get to mic 3, you're out.
No. Oh no.
You're out, and you have to tell us a story that you wasn't planning on telling us, an embarrassing story.
Oh dear.
Not out as in that's at the end of the podcast.
No, we don't tell the podcast off.
Just walk out.
Yeah.
These are so shiny, I can't even separate them. Let me do that quickly now.
We'll put them separate on the table.
Oh, thank you so much for your help, Rachel.
You're welcome.
There we go. Okay then, lovey. Tell us about yourself and your business.
Oh my.
Oh God, it's like you wasn't going to be. She's come in thinking, oh, they ain't going to ask me business questions, are they?
Just having a nice little chat about the weather and things like that.
It's a nice day, actually.
Where are you holidaying this year?
We've not even started, and Melissa's taken that top off 4 times.
So I'm Mel. It's weird talking about myself like this, but I'm Mel and I'm from Content Queen. I've only been doing the business for just over a year or so now, Content Queen itself. I have worked as a content creator for businesses and events prior to that, but it wasn't until I did my brother's wedding actually last year I decided, I'll give this a go.
Yeah.
See what happens.
So you're mainly a wedding content creator?
Yeah, I kind of dabble in a few different things. I mainly did weddings for the past year, and now I'm doing a bit more of everything.
Right.
So I started before Content Queen started. I was doing more businesses and events. Then I started Content Queen and focused mainly on weddings to push that. And now I've got to the place where that's going really well. So now I'm kind of going back into businesses and events as well as doing weddings as well, which is good.
Today's sponsors are De Medici Associates, Chartered Structural and Civil Engineers.
Based in the UK with a worldwide reach.
Visit their website on demediciassociates.com.
Right at Home Medway, providers of safe and trusted quality care for adults in the comfort of their own home. Whether you need companionship, medication assistance, personal care, living care or more, we've got you covered. Visit rightathome.co.uk/medway or call them on 01634 979 000.
Put your business in front of 30,000 new customers with the Hindsight Directory. This A5 full-colour magazine is delivered by Royal Mail to Maidstone, Gravesend, Medway and Bromley, with more areas to come. Visit hindsightdirectory.co.uk.
New Digital, helping businesses build their online presence with web design, SEO, Google Ads and social media. Get 10% off when you quote Cherrywood today. Visit their website at nudigitalera.co.uk.
So what does, because to us, content creator, because we've been in the wedding industry for
20 years.
20 odd years. So
started when I was 12.
Content creation is quite a new thing for us.
Yeah.
So how does it sort of work? What is content creating within a wedding? How would you describe that as
essentially kind of capturing all the behind the scenes. I'm kind of acting as a fly on the wall. I say that I'm not really there. I don't really ask anyone to pose or do anything in particular. I just want to capture their day as it is and just get that on camera for them, because I know that, well, that's the reason why I started the business actually. When I captured content at my brother's wedding, it wasn't planned, but his now wife said to me, I don't want to be on my phone, but I also want some clips of the day, because I know that I won't get them, the shots from the photographer, until I don't know how many weeks after. So, but it would be good to look at some clips the next day, so that I can just look at it, wake up, and because it all goes by in such a blur, such a spur of the moment. I think it's quite overwhelming for the couple. And so I think it's nice for them to have something quick the very next day. So that's why I started doing it at my brother's wedding. It wasn't organised. She just said that to me. So I said, okay, that's fine. I'll film a few clips for you of the little moments and just send them to you, kind of thing.
So do you create them in that sort of Instagram type? Do you do a little edit for them as well?
Yeah. So with all the packages that I offer, you'll receive all of the content that I've captured, so video and photos from my phone. You'll receive all of that, and then every package I have includes a number of edited reels as well, so like a highlights reel, or I don't know, a ceremony reel, evening reel. Some brides decide to go for a TikTok, so I'll say one of the reels can be like, okay, we'll do like 4 TikToks and that will be one reel essentially. And do it that kind of thing and cater it more so towards what they want. But yeah, I know there's a lot of a stigma, I guess, around that content creation is quite a quick thing and it's rushed almost. Like you want things the next day. So there's a bit of a stigma around. I see a lot on Facebook actually. I feel like I have to like fight our corner a little bit. You get comments on there saying, basically, if you want your nan to film your day, hire a content creator.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you do get a lot of...
I see a lot of comments.
Wow.
See, we've worked with
and I'm on there like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
We've worked with a content
been
creator once, and she came she was, you're quite rare still at the moment.
Yeah.
And she came down from Newcastle. We had a right laugh with her.
Yeah.
You'll probably get those comments from photographers and videographers. And that's their own insecurity.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm on there saying, no, actually, I say it in obviously a nice way. I don't get to.
Yeah.
It's always
wound up about it.
It always baffles me why they do that. They're still getting the same money. They're still getting paid for the bit that they're doing,
Yeah.
And we're creating a movie as such, I'm like you. I want to have the day as it is.
Yeah.
You go to America, they turn it into a movie trailer and it looks nothing like their day.
Yeah, that's the thing. It depends on what you're after, doesn't it? Some people love that and that's great. But I also I'm trying to get out there to couples that, me personally, might be different for other content creators, but for me personally, although I try and get it across to them quickly, I always get the raw unedited clips to them the next day, because that is what it is. That's
simple, send it over.
That's all I've got to do is get that to them. But the edited reels, depending on what my week looks like, I'll sometimes say to them, say the wedding's on Saturday, I'll say to them, I'll have that reel for you by Friday, because I want to spend a bit of extra time with you. But I'll always make sure that that's okay with them, because if they just want something that's quick the next day, then that's absolutely fine too. But I don't want there to be a stigma that we're just rushed and just quickly edit that together, here you go, there's your day kind of thing. If they're happy for me to spend a bit longer on it, so am I, depending on what they're after. I'm more than happy to go with the next day or spend, 5 days on it, so that then they know they've had something that's really spent a bit more time into. So there's not this whole, you've just put that together in like an hour kind of thing. And it feels a bit rushed and a bit like you haven't put time into it at the same time.
So do you work quite closely with photographer and videographers? Is it normally like a...
Do you find it
they're more you sort of thing? Or?
No, so I've only been in... I say one situation where there's been a cinematographer there, but I always work with photographers and I always work with them well.
Good.
I don't get in their way, they don't get in my way, because we communicate.
Yeah.
And I make sure before the wedding or the day starts, or even if I'm there halfway through, depending on when we started, before I even start filming or recording, I'll just go up to them and say, just so you know, keep me out of the way if I'm in the way.
Yeah,
just to break the ice.
Of course.
And so you've got that communication from the get-go rather than just kind of a bit like, it feels a bit awkward. I'm that person who's always like saying hello for people and just want to break the ice.
It's the best way to be.
Yeah, so that there's no awkwardness.
Yeah,
And it doesn't feel like it's you or them. It's both of us and we're there to work together.
You've got to work the whole day together, right? I'm assuming you couldn't, with your packages, do you start from like bridal prep all the way to first dance? Or
depending on what they're after, I've got a few different packages. So I've got an all-day package and I just say to them, you can pick the timing, so when you want me there from to where you want me to leave, like that's up to you. I do have all day, but the timings are up to you kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Excellent. Go on.
I was going to say, have you ever had any brides sort of moan or, you know, be a bit bridezilla-ish and you've gone...
Well, just in general?
Yeah,
Quite early for you to come up with a question like that. But...
No, actually. No. I don't know if that's just me, but I'm very to the point and I communicate with people if I have to change the date of our consultation or if there's like adjustments to be made. I'm very upfront and just kind of say how it is.
Yeah.
I think what your breach means on the day when they're getting stressed.
Right.
And you're going, you've asked for us to do this. I don't know. What is it when it's in and out? Bounce? Isn't it? I'm like a granddad trying to work a VCR. You know, there's lots of trends, isn't there?
Yeah.
And they come to you with the trends. I want to do this. I want this, don't they? So you've got probably a catalogue of trends that you're used to doing.
Yeah, I do have like TikToks and that saved on my phone for just in case, or like usually if we haven't discussed exactly what they want, the TikToks they want, if they're after trends or anything, usually on the day when they are stressed and it's all like there's not a lot of time or beforehand they'll say, so we want to do three TikToks before I'm ready, and I'm like, okay, and I get there and I'm like, so we do one now and then we'll just see how we go. And then I still make sure obviously we get what the bride wants, so if she does want 3 TikToks in the end, I obviously make sure that we do get them. But I don't know, I found that it works best to almost just say, right, let's do this now, rather than kind of ask and try and work
and then
that way.
Just a bit of dominance.
There's always going to be a bridesmaid having her hair done or her makeup done. And because I know from a photography point of view, like you get a list and they say, right, can we have our dressing gowns? Because most of them have dressing gowns on.
But Claire's not ready. Claire's in the toilet.
So-and-so needs her hair done and her makeup done. She can't have photos without her makeup done. I'm like, but as soon as you guys have your makeup done, you're then going off to get dressed because the bride needs to get dressed. So there's no time. So I'm like, look, it doesn't really matter. Just get out there. I just want one shot of your dressing gowns. That's it. You know?
Exactly. And you learn to find those little gaps, don't you?
And you have to literally go out.
When the bridesmaid is having her makeup done, I'm like, right, let's do your before TikTok. Okay, that's great. Go and get dressed now. Just like do it like that. Because I remember the first time that I had to do TikTok and I was a bit like, I got there and I said, so what time should we do the before? Like, because I wasn't sure what plan she had. And she was like, oh, maybe we'll do it at this point. And I was like, okay, I'll come back at that point and we'll do that then. It got to that point and she immediately moved on to the next thing. So in the end I had to say, right, let's just quickly do this. And then you can carry on. And then from then I knew. And then the next time I knew to go along and be like, right, while you're doing this, should we just quickly get your before transition for the TikTok? And then you can carry on. It would take 5 seconds.
Do you find it easy working with photographers because they set up a shoot? They set up a shot for you and then you're like, right, I'm going to jump in here and do my little bit and then...
It's actually quite nice. I do like working with photographers in that way. And it's nice as well because vice versa. So, for example, if I am doing a TikTok and we're doing it's the before transition, the photographer will then most of the time get behind me and capture that as well. So then I think it works both ways. Because that's the only real time I'll set up a shot for the transition. Anywhere else I'm kind of as a fly on the wall, but that's the only time I'm there setting up and kind of directing what to do. So then they'll do what probably I would have done and kind of get in a place that's behind me but not in the way.
And shoot through,
Yeah. So it kind of works quite well together.
Do you ever had some weird requests, like brides come up to you and go, right, I've seen this TikTok.
Get me arse out.
Oh my God. Not you personally.
Not like weird. I know what you mean. Weird requests. It's been things that haven't been achievable. So they'll say, I'd love to get this TikTok transition. And it's like, it's a really fun one. And I'm like, absolutely, I'm up for that. And then we get there and it's like, I don't know, she originally wanted her 4 bridesmaids with her to do it, but one of them's getting dressed, one of them's having a pee. And in the end, I'm like, let's just do it, just you. Yeah. And that's fine. Like, it will look great. Yeah. Like, yeah. And I'm quite used to that.
Do you get the go into the house like normal clothes and then come out as the brides type ones? And what were the other? What are the most common ones? That's one of them, isn't it?
The most common one is always like the bouquet.
The bouquet going to walls and then coming back.
Or the ring.
That's it. Yeah.
Or the one where they lean back. That's what they try and do. I can't remember what they're
they lean out of the way and the brides.
Yeah, and then when they're back up, they're in their dresses.
That's it. A jump and then land in your dresses.
So because I've always wondered because I've seen them online and all the bridesmaids are standing there in their PJs and stuff, and then obviously it's an edit, which I get. How do you get them to stand in exactly the same positions? Because some of them are literally seamless and it's like they've just clicked and they've got dressed. But how do you have to put something on the floor, or do you have to look at what you've done before and say, right, you are exactly in this position?
I usually look where I am before, or if there's like a sign or something and they're in front of it, I look at where they stood next to the sign. And I'm like, this way a little bit, or this way a little bit. So
you've literally got to have it there and go,
right in front of me. And I'm like, right,
it's a shame there's not a thing. Unless there is a thing, is there an app where you can sort of have them slightly blurred out in the last picture and line them up from... so you're seeing real time, but you're also seeing the original picture that you took and then line up that way.
Like an almost like a...
Take the opacity down to 50%.
Yeah, no, I haven't used anything like that. I do quite literally have the phone there and I just go, right, this way a little bit, or that way.
Are you a cat cup girl?
Pardon?
Are you a cat cup?
A cat, yeah, I am.
Is it cat or cap?
Cap.
Cap.
Cap cut, yeah. And you just have that on your phone. You edit everything from your phone. Because you can get it on your PC now as well, can't you? Cat cup.
I've got it on my PC.
Yeah, you can actually, I always edit it on my phone. But
God,
you can
how much memory's your phone got? Or do you delete when you're done?
I've got the max memory.
And you're an iPhone girl or you're the other
iPhone.
One? Right, okay.
Definitely. Put everything on Dropbox as well.
Yes.
Like my own stuff as well, because I can't keep it on my phone.
No, we have a big Dropbox account. We share links that way.
Pay for a Dropbox account.
So you say your turnaround's quite quick for the raw footage, and the edited footage is sort of like a week, maybe 5-6 days. What happens if you've got a few weddings back to back? Like if you've got one on a Friday, one on a Saturday, and you need that content off straight away, backed up, I suppose, as well?
Yeah, so what I usually do is when I get home that night from that wedding, is I'll immediately start uploading it to Dropbox, so it kind of does it overnight. It doesn't take that long, but at least I give it that time. And then if I've got a wedding the next day, I'll remove all that footage from the first day, go along so that I've got the memory for the second day, have that second day, do the same thing, then upload it to Dropbox that evening, and then I'll remove that footage too, and then I'll go back on to what I did before the previous day and download the footage I need to edit the reels.
Right,
basically.
Okay.
Yeah. I usually download it all back onto the phone. Or I'll do that, or I will literally clear my phone of everything before these 2 days, put that all onto Dropbox, and it depends on what reels they're after. If they have gone for a bigger package, and I do need all the content really from that, so they need like a highlights reel, the ceremony, the first dance, literally everything from the day, I will most likely delete everything on my phone prior to that, so that I can just keep it all on my phone. So it kind of depends what reels I'm editing together. So what footage I need. If I need the whole day worth of footage, then I will keep it all on my phone and delete everything else. But if it's only, I don't know, highlights reel, or it's just kind of one reel that they need editing, I'll most likely delete what I don't need, the footage I don't need to be used to edit.
Yeah.
So what involvement would you have like at the actual ceremony itself, from start to finish of the ceremony? Are you there filming some bits?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it all depends on what they're after. So I quite like filming the vows and all the important moments, like speaking parts, fully, because I think that's nice for them to look back on as well. Like maybe not a full long clip, but broken up into little clips, but I kind of keep, stop and start, and start when there's a break in speaking. And then I have that for them to look back on as well. It depends. Ceremony setups so different everywhere you go. So I kind of get there before, find out where I can
You've got to find out where the videographer's standing, where the photographer's standing.
Yeah.
And
so have you ever had to do like a church wedding for content creation?
Yes.
How was that? Because I know we've obviously been in the industry for a long time, and we've had to smooth talk some vicars, let's just say that, to get the position we want to actually get the content we need for the full day coverage that we offer. How do you sort of, because it's having a big camera and a video camera is sort of quite big.
It's a big step for a vicar to have a wedding filmed.
Yeah.
Let alone know what a content creator is.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes a while. These things take a while to go in,
Exactly,
sometimes it could be just like you look like a guest on your phone.
Yeah.
And sometimes they say no phones, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So it must be quite hard for you to...
I always speak to them beforehand and I say the same thing that I say to photographers. If I'm in the way, kick me.
Yeah.
Like, I hope that's okay if I stand here. Is that going to be a problem for you?
It's all about communication.
Yeah, I just always speak to them beforehand and just check that where I'm going to be stood, I'll kind of give them a rough idea, because I try to move around a bit as well. So I try and give them a rough idea about where I'm going to be and check that that's okay. And they'll either say, could you actually stay here in this area? Or no, that's most of the time. I actually haven't had anyone say to me, no, you need to stay here. Most of the time, all of the time actually, they've said, no, that's absolutely fine. Do what you need to do. Let me know if we're in the way too. Like they say the same thing as well. I think it's just it. My first wedding was very like, oh, yeah, what am I going to do? Where am I going to stand? Am I going to be in the way? It was uncomfortable, not knowing what to expect. Whereas now I've kind of got to know movements where people move to and where they're going to stand and where they're going to be for this. And it's kind of not something I don't think about now, but I've got it a pattern almost in my head without thinking about it, about where it's going to kind of go. And I've learned to just go with the flow. So if anything does change and all of a sudden they're stood over here and I was stood there with the camera, I'm just like, right, okay, and we move.
That's what it's like with us. You can plan everything to the very end, and then all you've got to do is get a vicar not stand where they said they were going to stand, or registrar, or a bridesmaid, or some best man
the
ushers.
best man come up with the rings and they stand right in front of your camera, so you've got their back and you're thinking...
I usually film a ceremony with 3 camera angles, just so one of those angles is definitely going to work.
Exactly.
2 of them are fixed, one of them I'm holding, and I can guarantee someone will be standing in front of one of them.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's always the way.
But you can't stop it.
You can't rely on what people say they're going to do. Not do, but where they're going to stand.
You may be able to get a signal to it. If you think that angle's really important, you might be able to get a signal to them and say, look, camera. But
especially if it's a best man or something like that. If
and
it's
they know the score.
But I've had weddings before where the vicar said, you're not allowed past the back 3 pews and that's it. So I'm like, oh, okay then. So you get her coming in lovely, and then you're thinking, there's only certain shots that I can get from back here, and you have to keep changing lenses, then put the other camera on here to get a distance lens, and then I'm like, oh my God.
Like I say, with registrars, you can have a full-on chat with them and say, I've got a camera up there. Okay, what I do is I stand here, but it's not their priority. Their priority is to marry someone. So they forget. They forget and step right into where they said they wasn't going to, and you're like, oh, fair enough.
I think that's the way I.
All you can do is ask.
Well, like,
there's no malice about it,
Yeah, no, like literally, it's exactly that. They're not thinking about it. They're just thinking about the job
Their
they've got
job.
to do.
Yeah.
You can tell them so many times about where you're going to stand, where this is going to be, where that's going to be. But when it happens, that's going to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm just like...
That's why I use free angles.
I'm just quite fortunate that I do just have a gimbal. I don't have to set anything up and stand there with it and have to lift it up and move it physically. I can move around with the gimbal. So it's absolutely fine. I'm more than happy to just... I've gotten used to so many times like situations like that where it's just... They say they're gonna be one place and they're a complete different place.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just kind of have to go with it a little bit.
So is your gimbal your go-to favourite piece of equipment?
Yeah, my best friend. Yeah. Literally my best friend.
So are you full-time with this?
I'm still building the wedding side up, but I work in events and business as well, like I was saying before. So I guess it kind of moves to the full-time with everything together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you left school about 4 years ago, judging by the look of you...
Sure.
I'm not coming on to this.
Don't hold me.
As I reassure my wife.
I'm not coming on to
Sorry,
you.
baby. Not sorry.
That's fine, you can have it.
You can have him. I forgot where I was going with this now. What was your plan for leaving school? What did you want to do?
Oh, what I plan to leave school for, I'm still doing, as well as content creating.
Oh, right, okay.
So
Go on then.
I'm a professional dancer.
Oh, right.
So I went to uni and studied dance.
Wicked. Where'd you go? Canterbury or something like that?
No, so I went to Roehampton in London, University of Roehampton.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm still doing that.
So what dance are you doing?
At the minute, I'm doing more so commercial, hip-hop, heels, that side of thing.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is cool.
So you must have been dancing since you're like tiny then.
No, actually.
Oh, you started quite
Since I was
late?
about 11.
Oh, wow.
Blimey, our daughter started at 2.
2.5, yeah.
Is she still going? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you're
doing that.
so you do that as a job?
Yeah. On the side.
Can you talk us a bit about that then, how you do?
Part-time as well as content creating.
Yeah.
So,
Right,
yeah, and
okay.
I teach dance as well.
Right, so
On
do
some
you
evenings.
belong to academy? You have your own academy, or do you
So
help
I
out?
teach for a few different schools.
Right, okay.
So I have my own dance teaching account on Instagram, like I guess is my company. And that's how I advertise myself as through that. But I do teach for a few different schools and companies and that. Locally.
down that way, yeah.
In the Kent area.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So do you do shows and performances and panto and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I dance with a dance company called House of Heels. Shout out House of Heels.
House of
You're
Heels.
going to love that. And we do perform at Pride events in the Kent area over the summer and whenever they're on, really. So
Nice.
There's a lot going on down your way as well, isn't there? For
Yeah.
that sort of thing in the summer. Yeah,
Well,
cool.
it's by the sea, isn't it? So
Yeah.
everyone just goes down
I used to be involved in the Ramsgate, whatever it is, Beer Fest, was it?
Oh, right, yeah.
And that is immense out there. That's
Yeah.
so big. Used to love playing out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, reminisce. So dance is your thing and you still do a bit of dance.
Yeah.
Which is ideal for
Yeah, I
you
love
to learn the sort of, what am I trying to say? The influencing bit. So do you have your own page for dance? That
Yeah.
you show moves. I don't know. What do you do? Show a few moves?
Show off me
Bit of instructing.
Show off my
Start body
moves.
popping.
Yeah, so I have a teaching account on Instagram and I have a dance one just for dancing. That's two separate
Right.
accounts for them.
I was once a student of Len Goodman.
Bloody hell.
I was. Not even joking.
He was. No, you weren't a student, you went once.
I went once.
Yeah, you went once.
My sisters went every week and I went once. And I think I got a chocolate because I did disco really good.
He still knows the dance routine.
It's the only dance routine. It's terrible. but I
Especially our
remember it.
daughter when she's like, go on then, Dad, show me
Yeah,
what he taught you.
Tell you what Len Goodman taught me.
There's one little step. So,
Can't remember how old I was. I think I was 7.
oh God, that was horrendous. So going back to the more corporate side, so let's take it away from the wedding side of it, because obviously we understand that side of it. So corporate side of it, how does the corporate side work? What do they hire you to do for corporate? Similar sort of events and stuff like that?
for more events and things like that.
So is that what they sort of do for the corporate side, or is it?
So when you say events, what are we talking? Like award ceremonies, networking? events?
Yeah, so I've done content creation for networking before. I'm trying to think what I've done now. You know, when you sit down and you think about it and try to remember
What have I done? Yeah. I do that all the time. Do I just sit in the studio or have I actually done something else?
But it would be a similar process, I'm assuming. It would be very similar.
So I worked
to a
recently
wedding.
with a bridal boutique, and I went along and captured content for them.
Oh, what one was that?
Store. That was Novo Bridal.
Oh, right. I don't know
Yeah.
them, do you? No.
In
Is that down your way?
Yeah.
Right.
And she just wanted me to capture content of her store and what it was about, because she'd had stuff for her socials and she did a few bits herself. She would usually take photos and videos of different products herself, but she wanted to hire me to come down and do that so that she got basically like a batch load of content that she can go back to if she needs it. So I went down there and we agreed that I'd do one reel just showing the store as it is with some music on top of it. Just showing off the store, because she hadn't actually had a video done of the whole store itself, and then one reel of her walking through the store and just taking us through like a bit of a story, like this is where we have this and this is where we have this and this is where it started, and a backstory about the brand and everything. And yeah, that was really fun, actually. I really loved doing that, because it was nice to go through and learn about the store and the business itself and take it from that side of things rather than just going in and looking at dresses.
Yeah.
It was nice that she now has something that she can put on her page and advertise with. Use it for that purpose. So
And
yeah,
gyms
that was really
like a lot of things like that as well. You go into gyms and do a similar thing as well. They do a lot of content.
Yeah, no, I've not done anything for gyms or that side of thing before, but yeah, no, I have seen. Yeah.
So how do you stay up with like the latest trends? Because there's so much content out there, isn't there? How do you stay? Is it more Instagram and TikTok that you just sort of?
And also, have you ever done this is my first drink of the evening, this is my last drink of the evening?
That's old school now, I think.
I haven't now.
Yeah,
No.
that's old school now.
What's that going to be for you? You got currently what, a tea?
This is my first coffee of the podcast. And then I'll be bouncing around. Yeah, this is my...
And what's your last drink?
Rachel told me this is my last coffee.
They're usually, especially at weddings, they're usually off their face on the last drink, aren't they? I mean, you know what I'm on about, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, going back to my question. You just jumped in on my...
No, but what I'm trying to say, if you get
question.
into that, if you suggest that to them, then you've got to be there all night, so the old price goes up.
You're giving her live business tips now.
That's what I'm here for.
Free tips.
But with regards to the being up to date on, on trends and stuff like that, how do you keep up to date with stuff like that?
With trends, I find that the biggest thing is the trending audio.
Right.
So you could be uploading not necessarily anything, but as long as you've got that trending audio on there, it does a lot better than other content.
It does work. The trending audio works.
Yeah.
You have to teach me about that. So we post a lot of stuff on here, but I use audio that's just a suggested audio, but not the trending audio. So I need to work out how to find the trending audio.
So what's a trending audio then? Because I don't do TikTok. I know I should, but I don't really do.
Yeah, no, on Instagram, the trending audio, that is the one where if people search for that audio, your content will be on there.
Do
And if
people
it's
actually
trending
search
and
for
a lot of
that?
people are using it, then more people are seeing it.
And do a lot of people search for the audio itself?
They'll either search for it, or if you know that a lot of people are using it, it comes up on the For You page.
Right, okay.
For You page on TikTok, and then the For You page on Instagram as well.
Yeah. So, if, for example, it's like when people at the end of the year want to do like a montage of their year.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a personal one, and they have that. This is the end of 2024. You know that deep voice that comes out.
the
That
end
would
of 2024.
that would be a capturing audio for that time and period. So right, okay. So people would actually search that and get all the videos.
So you could do something like that, and then put the trending audio on top of it, and it would just boost your engagement.
What's the most viewed you've had?
People have seen that audio and they're looking at that audio.
Yeah.
Especially because if someone posts a reel and they've got that audio on it, they'll go on that audio and then see what other people have posted to that audio as well.
Course,
So it does just help. I don't know if is the be all or end all, but it just helps having that on there as well.
So when you've done you've done a wedding, do you post that wedding on your TikTok as well?
Yeah.
And you post it on theirs as well?
They can, post it if they want to.
And what's your record views on one of them? Do you know?
No.
Fair enough. Our record views on here is where we had a DJ friend in, and he went to a wedding, and the groom found out that the bride and best man were cheating on him
On the wedding day.
Yeah, and he still got married.
Yeah.
And then he said, "I would like to toast the bride and groom." The bride and best man for cheating behind my back for 6 months. And I posted that. We had over 1 million views.
Of course you did. Something
think
like that.
Yeah, I think
it's like got to be something like absolutely scandalous, hasn't it?
Yeah. And I think because we had cheating bride on wedding day or something like that as the title, that was it. People were like, "Oh my God, I want to read this."
Yeah.
And,
I've posted it about 20 times now. Same thing.
They're like,
desperate. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's not. You don't see the wedding. It's nothing about. It's just you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And it's happened many a times. I've heard that story many a times in many different places. But it's just the story from a DJ's
crazy,
point
You never
of view.
imagine something like that actually happening.
He actually asked the DJ if he'd get a cab. Can you book a cab for this sort of time? And the DJ went, yeah.
thinking it might be
You got your nan going early.
yeah.
Your nan going early. No, just book it for us. And the reason he got the DJ to book a cab is when he said that, and he said, "Now I'll leave. See you all later."
Yeah.
Jumps in the taxi and leaves. But what
So
he did
the
is he
bride's
said,
there with the best
"Raph, is the
man."
taxi ready?" And Raph's like, "Yeah," like he's involved in it now, you know. So yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was very.
get the best views for that.
You were there with your phone.
You know why? Because as soon as someone comments, that's what boosts it.
Yeah.
And people are going, "Yeah, that didn't happen. That didn't happen." And why would he marry her and all that? They don't know about annulment and things like that, you know. So yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So
Things like that are really going to
boost it up.
cause quite a lot of chaos, aren't they?
Yeah,
Especially in the comments, like you say.
Where do you see your business in 5 years' time?
Oh.
How big do you see your phone? Blimey.
That was a good question.
iPhone 90. Well,
It'd be like this. It'd be like that sort of screen.
or it'd be really tiny, and you'll see the screen in your glasses or something. So, I'm only talking 5 years. I'm not talking back to the future 30 years.
Black Mirror sorts.
I honestly just...
And can you see yourself doing it for
but-
that long? Can you see yourself doing it for 10 years?
Yeah.
Even? Or can you see yourself drifting at something else? Or can you, in your head, are you thinking, I don't know if I... Yeah, I'm really good. And what's your favourite colour?
She's just going to go, I'll tell you my most embarrassing story.
Or do you just want to tell us your most embarrassing story then? So can you see yourself doing it for 10 years?
I don't know. Not in a not in a bad
enjoy
way.
it, yeah.
But who can tell what they're going to be doing in 10 years' time?
Divorced.
How old would I be?
20.
Yeah.
You're actually she's very hard to put an age on, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
She's very hard to put an age on. Are we allowed to, is that bad for you to guess your age? Can we guess your age?
No, you can guess my age. A
I
lot of
reckon
people do it all
she's
the
very-
time.
I'm thinking
Very
26.
I think maybe 23.
Oh, wow. What a difference.
I think
Well, three. Ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Hey, 3 years.
I'm aiming high with 26. I've got to be honest. I am aiming high because I'm thinking 22, 23. But it's the way she reacted when I said she's only just come out of school, as if she's a lot higher.
A lot.
That should be a new segment.
What?
Guess their age. Guess the guest age.
Absolutely not. You can't do that.
I don't care. It's only when they get past 60 they get the ump. It's only when they get past 60 they get the ump
Yeah,
of
when
that.
someone
She's all right.
punches
She don't care. She's still a youngster. Unless she says she's 38 and I'll be really amazed.
She's actually 52.
Shall we go for our own then? This is a
say
high.
23.
I'm going to say 26.
28.
You're joking! You're 28!
Hey. Oh my God, what face cream did
What are you using? What's your secret?
Don't actually use as much as you need
28! Jesus.
Yeah.
She looks like she's just out of school, doesn't she?
She does. That's why I said 23. Anyway,
28.
going back to your other questions, you asked. Right, so
I'm getting over the 28.
When she's been doing this for
I won, by
10
the way.
years,
I won.
Well done. Well, she's been doing this for 10 years and she's 38 by that point. At 38, Do you think you'll grow the business as well? Have more people? If it gets big enough, you'd have.
I hope so. It's tricky. I say it's tricky. I've only been doing it for about a year, the wedding side of things, and then everything else is kind of lifted off as well. Like I'm capturing content for sports as well now, which is like something I didn't imagine. I didn't prepare that for. I didn't say that's what I want to do, kind of thing. It just happened.
What sport are you doing?
So football. It's more aimed for kids.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like multi-sports, that kind of thing. Mainly football, mainly rugby, and then multi-sports during Easter half terms and holidays, that kind of content. And yeah, I used to hate football. My boyfriend puts it on and I don't watch it.
Yeah.
Who's he a fan of?
Man U.
I was going to say Man U.
Yeah. So I didn't even think that I was going to do that, but I really enjoy it. I'm doing it and I love it. So I can't even imagine what I'd be doing in 10 years. I just would like to grow the business, definitely. It would be good to grow it.
How do you sell that? Do you sell it to the parents or do you go to the football clubs?
Well, for that one itself, they actually advertised the job and you applied for it. You sent your CV.
Oh, right,
kind of thing, had the interview. And I had to do, it ended up being about a 40-minute long presentation.
Oh my gosh.
Showing, a bit of a marketing presentation, just presenting how I would achieve certain goals and that kind of thing. And that's how I got the job, through that kind of process rather than actually going to the company. And I mean, I guess it's similar, but it was more of like they post a job, you apply, that kind of thing, that kind of process.
So how do you advertise with regards to weddings and stuff like that? How do you advertise? Is it just all online? Because I suppose you've got a lot of content that you can use.
Mainly online, but when I'm at the venues as well. So I was at Betshanger Park a few weeks ago for a wedding.
What's that?
Where's that? Sorry, say it again.
Betshanger Park. Betshanger Park. Betshanger Park.
Betshanger.
Yeah.
What's that?
Betshanger Park.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
No.
Yeah.
Where's that?
I think we get down.
It's in like Deal.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no deal.
So I was there for a wedding a few weeks ago, and while they were having like their wedding breakfast, I was speaking to the events organizer and just like selling myself, like networking, not necessarily selling myself, but just like networking.
Wherever floats your boat. You said dancing. I thought that was it.
Just like networking, just talking to people, really. Just having a chat with people, and then one thing leads to the other. They start asking questions about what it is I do, and then I find out what events they've got going on. Is there anything I can come along to and capture content for? And then just kind of go from there. Yeah, I just like to network a lot with people, really. I feel like that's one of the biggest things. Yeah. I can post as much as I can in Facebook groups, but I felt like that was a bit, firstly, not very me. I don't like, talking about myself feels weird.
You're doing
it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. How long we got?
45 minutes.
You're doing all right. You're doing all right.
It just feels a very weird thing to do. So I find networking much more comfortable.
It's more of a one-to-one thing rather than...
more of a conversation. Like we're doing now, like a conversation. Yeah. Basically. Rather than, hi everyone, this is what I do.
See that I couldn't think of anything worse.
Look at her, she starts I know when she's stressed, she starts scratching her neck.
But just standing
she was doing that, she's walking up the aisle to me.
I was running back. They locked the door. But I hate doing that whole, hi, I'm so-and-so, we're here today. Oh God, I just find it
and
so...
she puts on this weird voice for it.
It just feels so strange.
Yeah,
she turns into someone else. I'm like, what are you doing, mate? You're fine when you're normal. Don't start going, oh, hi.
But
You did something here, didn't you? And me and my daughter were here filming you, and we took the piss big time. I can't remember. Hi guys. We're like, what's the hi guys? What's that all about? Just be yourself.
I just went hi guys, and he went hi guys.
Hi guys. Like and share.
I did not do that.
But me and my daughter took the complete piss out of her for it.
To the point where I walked off.
She walked off.
Right,
we was like, oh no, we might have to do it now. So I got on and went, hi guys.
Oh, but I hate doing that though. That sort of taping.
I find it so alien.
Oh,
like,
yes.
I don't know. Maybe I do need to do it a bit more, like posting Facebook groups. I've stopped doing it just for that reason. Because it feels so weird doing it like that. But it got to the point where I don't do it anymore now.
So obviously being a content creator, you're on everything, like X.
Is it
I'm not on X. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because isn't there something new coming out, like Reels or something like that?
Oh,
It's a bit like...
No, Facebook Reels.
No. There's a company called Reels. I'm sure it's Reels, and basically it's like YouTube without the stipulations and without the what's like the coding behind it. That if you say something wrong, you get fewer likes, or they put them to the bottom of the pile. It's
You're not allowed to in YouTube. We keep all swearing in on this, and we don't edit it on purpose, because if you don't edit it, it's more natural. Nothing's coming out.
No.
Nothing's coming out, right? Because now people know you for who you are. A fraud. No. They know, you know what I mean? Because if it's edited, people are just going to think we're making you look far better than you already look. You see what I mean?
Dig your hole a little bit deep. Basically, we don't want people to think they've edited her to make her look this way or this way.
Yeah.
We put you out how you are.
They judge you based on this solid amount of time, whether we're erming or R-ing or swearing, it doesn't matter. Yeah. But one thing I do, if you swear within the first 5 minutes, I will cut that swearing out, because YouTube will
doesn't like it.
Send you down the list if you swear in the first 5 minutes.
This Reels company, have a look into it, because I have recently found out as well, but this Reels company doesn't have any stipulations, doesn't get involved in PC movements, anything like that. So it's more of a platform for people to actually say what they want, who they are, what their company is.
It's nice to know.
It doesn't stop. Yeah,
one of two ends, couldn't it?
And
it's nice to find out from my wife on a podcast about it. She wouldn't have told me otherwise.
I'm sure, no, because I forgot. I was researching it, and then I forgot what.
No wonder we're just not successful.
Not successful? What, in marriage or
just in anything?
I don't know if this is going to be a weird thing to say as a content creator, but it can be quite overwhelming, all these different things.
Yeah, absolutely.
To try and keep up with.
I use one place. So what are you laughing at? No, I upload to one site, create my shorts, and that sends it to all of them for me, which is far better.
Yeah.
Because that is another job. Being a media content creator. Oh, no, it's not content
creator.
Not the
media online.
Admin.
Scheduling it all.
Yeah, and putting it all online, having to go through all of them, then adding it on. That is a job in itself, let alone doing the actual content and doing that
stuff. It all takes so much time, and I think it takes so much more time than people think it does.
Yeah.
I think it's just quick.
It does.
Upload.
If you're going to do it properly, it's a full-time job.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm here.
Exactly.
So I'm going to ask a bit of a weird question now. With regards to, obviously, AI and the technology that brings, do you think that's going to enhance your business, or do you think that might potentially threaten your business?
I haven't actually thought too much about it, to be honest. I like using AI for captions. Not captions I actually copy and paste it, but for like hashtags, ideas.
Do you use ChatGPT?
Yeah.
I do. I love it. Right?
Yeah, that's what I use.
What I would do with this is I will upload it to YouTube. I won't put any title and description in it for a few hours.
Yeah.
YouTube will then take all the transcript of what we said. I will copy that transcript, stick it in ChatGPT and say, give me a title and description for this whole thing. And
and it's so nice, isn't it, to see what it comes back with.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought of it, or so. No, I don't actually see it as anything like a threat. I see like working with it, like not help me out, but like with hashtags and things like that. It's been really helpful. And what good hashtags to use for a spring wedding, or I don't know. Anything.
It's amazing.
You can just ask it and it comes up with it. So I think it's really helpful.
Yeah,
I really like it.
So run us through, like, someone has your details, they say, right, okay, up for a wedding or an event.
Should we pretend to be a couple and she consults us?
We're pretending again, do we? Right, so where would it go? So someone phones you up and says, right, tell me what you do, how do I book you, that sort of thing. So where would it go? What processes lead up to the final day, and what happens afterwards as well?
So usually I'll ask people to send me a message, both on Facebook and Instagram. That's how I advertise myself. If you're interested, put me a DM, we can go from there. I always say to people, which they haven't taken up on yet, but I always say I'm more than happy to discuss on the phone and have a consultation to help you choose what package you want, or if you want to just have a bit of a chat, you're not sure. I actually find it quite... because I can understand how it might come across sometimes. You've been sent all this information from someone, they've sent you a message, and they send me reply back with like a boatload of information that you just say, I just want this, but I'm not sure. So I always say that you can give me a phone call as well if it's going to be a bit easier to speak.
Do you find you get most of your work from having a phone conversation?
No, actually, I'm quite surprised.
Do you know what? We're the same.
Yeah.
And we're not the ones shying away from the conversation.
No.
They tend to just want to chat on WhatsApp or an email these days.
I think
it's just a modern...
It's the younger generation now that are coming up that don't do the speaking, because it's easier to WhatsApp and message that way.
Yeah, more comfortable.
They can still get on with their day as well.
Some people are more comfortable doing that than they are chatting on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I find that most of the time I'll send over my information once they've sent me a message or vice versa, and most people won't reply with anything. And I'll send up a follow-up and just say, I'm happy to, if you want to have a bit more of a chat, have a bit of a sit-down, a consultation. I don't know if that sounds bigger than it is, but it is quite literally just a sit
needs to be a chat,
and we're just having a chat.
Yeah, consultation sounds very formal, doesn't it?
It sounds very medical to me.
Yeah, just to sit down and have a bit of a chat about what it is you're after. Because, like I say, I feel like maybe it's just me, but seeing all these messages with, most of the time I'll have someone message me and say, can you send me over your packages? And I don't, because I just think that would look like...
especially like on a WhatsApp.
Yeah, what do I go for?
You have to read more, that sort of thing.
Like, first of all, trying to get through it all, read it all. Then what do I go for? Because... obviously, most of the time it is a price. I guess it's what's in your budget. But then people aren't sure whether they do go for a bit more because they will regret going for the lower one. There's all these different questions that you could get from just that one message. So I'll often just say to people, how long, do you have an idea on what you're after? Rather than me just sending over all my packages. Because it's not because I don't want to share my prices with them, but I just think they'll have so many questions from that, and that will overwhelm them.
Because the first question we ask if we're at a wedding fair or anything is, what is your day? Because we don't want to sit there for 10 minutes going, we can offer you this, we can do this. And then they go, it's this date. And then we go, actually, we're booked.
We'll be wasting each other's time,
the first thing we say is
the very first question I ask. If I get a message in my request saying, are you free for a wedding in July 2026? I'm like,
July what?
First of all, what's the date and where is the venue? Then we can go from there. Because I just say I can work out if I'm available.
Do you have a distance you'll go to? You based Kent? I know you're based in Kent.
Yeah, I'm based in Kent. I will always say that if it's over an hour and a half drive away, then I need to book a hotel. And that will need to be taken into expenses.
Of course.
On top of. But I'm always very upfront about that. That's why I find out where the venue is first, because I'll come back with, yes, I'm available for that date. What is it you're after? Blah, 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 blah. Just so you know, I have to add in however much it is for the hotel costs on top of that. Let me know if this is a problem. It's all there in the very beginning for them to then choose from if they want to go ahead with or not.
Do you get a lot of stigma as well with your prices? Obviously, we don't know your prices. We don't want to because that's personal to you. But do you get a lot of people say, how much for one day? Do you get a lot of stigma like that?
Because... what, like in a reaction?
Yeah.
Well, they think they're paying for you just for that day. They don't see the editing afterwards.
Because we get that.
We get that. They think, we don't ever get anyone go, how much for that day? But they think the price is based on that day.
Yeah.
When really, it's the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah,
that day is the tip of the iceberg.
Effect,
It's actually worse than that. I just don't get a response.
Oh, right.
They don't reply.
Yeah.
Which is
And I just
mainly...
think, why don't you just come back and say, I'm sorry, that's too expensive for me, I'm going to go with someone else.
Yeah,
I'd much rather you do that.
There's a small percentage of people that will say that.
Leaves me wondering, what have I done wrong?
Yeah.
Is it me?
Yeah, and
is it my pride?
Just that little bit of feedback.
Is it? Yeah.
But then it's also you trying to chase up to say, did you want my services?
Yeah.
You know, you've given me the date.
Yeah.
Am I meant to hold this date for you?
Exactly.
Are you still thinking about it?
Especially when I get other requests coming through, asking for the same date.
Yeah.
And then sat there wondering, who do I go with?
Yeah,
kind of thing. Am I waiting for you or not?
Yeah.
So I usually will send up a follow-up message, but sometimes I won't even get a response out of that either, which is tricky.
Yeah.
It's happened less than it actually has, but it is tricky to know where to go from there. I usually just, if I am in that scenario where there's 2 requests for the same day, I usually go for the one who's communicated.
Of course.
In the end. If I've sent up a follow-up, I'll always send up a follow-up and just say, just so you know, I've had another request come through for your date. If I don't hear back from you by this time limit,
I resume.
then I will assume and I will go
That's
with
what you
this
gotta
other
do.
person. And I will always follow that. If I have heard nothing, or they have said, oh, actually no, or anything. The worst is when they say, oh, yes, no, we'd still love to go with you, but then they don't send the deposit.
Don't do anything.
And it takes weeks, and then it gets a bit too...
Blood out of a stone, isn't it? Oh, dear. Right, I'm ready for these.
Yeah.
You ready for... Right, this is a new thing. Well, it's not a new thing.
It's not a new thing at all.
These are random questions. Got nothing to do with your business. She's so nervous.
I would be. This is you.
You get to pick 4, and then you can read them out and answer them.
If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be? How fitting.
Power of youngness.
She's already got that,
Yeah, she
hasn't
has. Is that a word? Power of youngness.
Age.
Age, yeah.
The Benjamin Button effect.
Yeah.
I
Invisibility.
don't know.
Imagine the things you can get up to if you're invisible. Sounds wrong, doesn't it? You can rob banks.
Oh, no, you couldn't. Because you're still
Just see floating money.
and committing a crime.
No one would know, though. Where are they going to find you?
I guess. I don't know, actually. It's tricky. I'm trying to think.
Excuse me, you're not boring me. Sorry, darling, you're not boring.
I'm so sorry.
I haven't slept all weekend. Sorry. That sounds wrong as well. Oh no, strike 2. These are they're my cards.
We should, if we knock it, the
We
guests
do.
should be able to hold
No,
it
we
up.
do do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that this is our first time. Or
Have you, actually, you haven't knocked it at all.
I haven't. I've got something in my hand, so I have it. I've been staying away from it. So
Right. You don't have to answer it if you can't.
I don't know.
Just come
I don't know if
come up with one. Anything. Just come up with anything. Just lie.
Anything.
Just say invisibility.
no, you just pressure. I quite like to slow something down sometimes and just have sort of.
All right, let's not get personal.
You're already
Live in the moment a bit longer.
yeah, and just have sort of like in certain moments, just sort of step away from it and just watch the situation, just take it all in first, and then go back to-
Weeks go like that sometimes, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a 14 and an 8-year-old, and we watched videos yesterday because obviously I've got a new phone, and like he's in the high chair, and they're laughing their heads off watching these silly videos. I'm thinking, God, that seems like yesterday to me. I just want to slow it down.
Yeah.
So maybe
that's a good one. I like that.
Okay, you want to be a Time Lord.
Time Lord, yes. I want to be a Time Lord.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Let's me picking it for you. Go on.
There's
Next.
that one.
Oh, you did pick that one. Bless her.
If your pet could talk, what's the first thing they'd say about you? You are crazy.
Do you have a pet?
I don't know if she's talking to
You talking to us or pet?
You are crazy.
What pet you got?
Jack Russell dog.
Oh, right,
Rolo.
okay.
Yeah, he's Jack
And the
Russell
dog thinks
Terrier.
you're crazy.
Pardon?
The dog thinks you're crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Put sunglasses on him.
Has he ever been in your creations, like your TikToks?
Very first. When I was very first started capturing content, I was like, can I just get you to sit there and I'll take some photos?
Asking him, do you mind if I just get you to sit there?
I'm just going to get you to sign a form to say you
Release form for Jack Russell. Right. 2 more. Exciting, isn't it?
No.
It's exciting stuff. What's the most awkward moment you've ever had in public?
Oh my God, it's as if we'd done a strike 3 on us.
I mean, when I told my boyfriend this, he was like, that's really not that bad. Just walking around with like a price tag hanging out.
Oh yeah,
of my trousers.
Right, yeah.
Or you go somewhere, you put on a nice dress, and you get there, and he says, "The price is showing." I'm like, "Crap, sorry." And you have to
Her
I thought that
label,
was so bad.
her labels are always showing, no matter what. She dressed up in something sexy for me, turn around, labels out.
You go, "Oh, you're doing a rate again." I'm like, "What?"
Always label hanging
I think
out.
that's so embarrassing. The only reason I still had the price tag on as well because I'm
take it
short, and I bought these joggers, and I have to make sure that they're gonna actually be long, not too long for me to wear. So I have to wear them to get them to the test,
What a change of
rather than
rooms
just
for.
around the house.
Nasty.
What a change of rooms for. You just bang out of order. You just want to wear them for a week and send them back. Tight arses, right? Not literally, but.
I'm gonna go for the middle now.
I just keep digging myself an hole, don't I?
What's one conspiracy theory you secretly think might
Here
be
we go.
true? I don't know.
Oh, Christ.
Tell me a conspiracy theory.
There's aliens.
The
Earth's flat.
They're conspiracy theories.
It's weird, isn't it? I've never thought of that before. Like, actually sat down and thought about if there's aliens or not.
I think.
Really? You've not spent any time wondering how you're on this planet and stuff like that?
No.
That's really sweet. That's really sweet. Put it back there. You're not answering that then.
I wake up and I go to work.
It's really sweet. That you just get up and go, right, let's go and content create. You don't just sit there and go, why the hell are we here?
I do have feelings about death and that side of things, but aliens, no. I've never sat down and
So,
thought
what happens to you after you die? That sort of thing.
Yeah. Or just fear of dying. Like, my boyfriend thinks nothing about it, and I just constantly have this fear of
I have a fear
when's
of.
it going to happen?
Yeah.
No, I do. I have a fear of dying. I'm not scared of dying, but I'm scared of affecting my kids if I was to go early.
Or when it would happen,
because I've
Not me then.
my mum, not you. You'll be cheering. I'll be affecting you in a positive way. But my mum lost her dad in a car crash. I never met my granddad. He was killed in a car crash. And I've seen how it's affected my mum her whole life, and she lost her sister to TB when her sister was 18 and she was 6.
Yeah.
And that's affected my mum's life, and I wouldn't ever want to put that on my kids, if that makes sense. God, this has gone deep, isn't it?
No, I do get scared of actually dying, and just thinking, oh my God, this is it, and have I done enough with my life?
Sometimes.
You've done nothing with your life.
On the motorway, and I just think, what if, I don't know,
You've not done enough. You barely do the dishwasher.
That's not my job, that's Tilly's job. But even, we're really random. If we feel, when you get an urge of, oh my God, there's something's going to happen, like a car crash or something, we have to say it out loud, because it's almost like, if I don't say it out loud, it might happen.
We've got this thing, because a few things have happened to me where I thought about them and then they've happened. And if it's
Did
a
you
bad...
just hit the mic, by the way?
No, I didn't.
You sure?
I did
It's
not.
wobbling.
I did not. Look.
Oh, it was your belly.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, so I'd rather say what I'm thinking if it's a bad thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I just can't imagine, just blurting that out.
Yeah.
My boyfriend, we can have a car crash.
I'd say it to her. I'd just lean over and say it to her. I've just had this bad thought about something happening, and I just need to say it out loud.
Yeah.
I don't go, hey kids, I've just had a feeling you've gone straight into a wall.
Oh my God.
Brace yourselves. What's that one?
The weirdest food you've ever eaten? Did you like it?
Oh God, that one comes out a lot, doesn't it?
Oh, really?
Sometimes.
What is it? I've got a feeling you're quite basic with the old food.
That's very foodist.
Are you a vegetarian? You're not a vegetarian, are you? So what's your favourite? Chicken nuggets?
Happy Meal?
Happy Meal?
With a toy?
I don't know, actually. I do love Italian food.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
And did you watch The Apprentice recently?
No, I've seen bits of it. My boyfriend does, though. He watches it.
I watched it, and me, my dad, and my sister had a WhatsApp group because we used to get so annoyed with the way they pitched. So we used to just be like, "Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that?"
Yeah.
But there was in the final, there was this woman who is Indian, and she was putting Indian food on a pizza, and we were like,
That sounds nice.
I think personally that would be too overpowering.
I don't know.
What Indian food was it?
Oh God, what did she do? Because she made like you know,
imagine
like
onion
chicken
bars
chat,
on it?
you know, that sort
I
of
love
thing.
chicken chat.
Yeah, like chicken chat.
You know what chicken
on
chat
a
is?
pizza.
I don't think I have.
It's a starter more than anything.
Yeah, and
it's literally like a tortilla type, really thin bread
Okay.
with square bits of chicken on it, and it's a little bit
and a
spicy.
little sauce and stuff
lovely.
like that. But yeah.
Oh, I fancy that now for lunch.
Yeah,
But
say
yeah,
something like onion bhaji or something on a pizza.
On a pizza, yeah. Like I can imagine chicken tikka, which I think some people already do.
Yeah.
But you couldn't have like chicken korma on a pizza.
I find onion bhaji is overrated.
Or like chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
Maybe not have the pizza sauce, like the tomato sauce, but have the sauce of the and then put the bits
and then
on.
put that on there. Yeah,
Sorry,
like,
we've got
like the tikka masala as a sauce.
Yeah.
And then like you say, the bits on top.
I think personally it'd be overpowering.
But
I think it's
I know your weirdest food. Your weirdest food is probably the bird's nest soup,
Bird's nest soup, yeah.
which is literally bird's
nest made out of bird saliva.
It's a Asian thing. We went to Hong Kong.
Paid 40 quid for this dessert, and I had one spoonful. I was like, no thanks.
It was literally a bowl about this big. And it cost £40, and it was like
You were feeling like crazy that
It looked like, well, you didn't know. I've heard of bird's nest soup, but I didn't know what bird's nest soup was. You just felt like it was.
It was on the dessert.
You just felt like it was a dessert that looked like a bird's nest. And then when I realised it looked like mullah rice, and then I sunk my spoon into it, and sort of the milky stuff when I drank it, I was like, blimey, what is this?
And then we Googled it.
Bird's nest soup is made from the saliva of a bird. It is a bird's nest.
Yeah.
And they make that nest from saliva and whatever else.
And these crazy people die going up these mountains to get this
Into
delicacy.
the caves, because they do it. They build these nests in the caves.
And then they make it into something that we eat. It's the most random thing. Was it nice though?
No.
absolutely not.
Right.
Don't be having that again.
Right.
Do you want one more question, or are you done with your questions?
I'll have one more question.
I'll put all the old ones back in.
Oh no.
What a plonker.
I've already done that one.
Oh, God, we're going to be here for ages now.
Oh, what's a talent you have that nobody knows about?
Well,
I mean,
no.
I spoke about the dancing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a talent, but I don't know if many people know about it, is that I'm actually profoundly deaf in both ears.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I had a feeling you was,
Oh,
but
really?
I didn't want to
What, the way I
ask.
speak or
Just you
anything?
speak a little bit. I could tell.
Yeah,
I thought she's got
there's a deaf
she's got a
accent.
hearing it. You got an accent, yeah,
Yeah.
a deaf accent.
Yeah.
Did you not notice it? Maybe it's because I'm getting it in the ears.
No.
No, because I'm picking
know
it up.
each other.
So are you lip reading us?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I have a cochlear implant in my left ear and a hearing aid in my right ear.
Oh my god.
See, I didn't want to be. I was going to say, can I ask, are you deaf?
Yeah.
I was going to ask that because I could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell. But your conversation's so brilliant that I forgot to even, I
Yeah.
stopped thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I could just tell by the way you're talking, because it's a little bit more. It is though. You have deaf people have an accent, and it's because
no, I know what you mean. My mum used to say it almost sounds like you're a bit blocked up. A bit
a little
nasally.
bit, yeah. So was you born deaf?
No, so it only happened when I was about 8 years old or so. Don't know why.
Oh really? So maybe an infection or something.
Yeah, I had a high temperature when I was a baby, and my mum phoned the doctor, but they didn't come and see me. They just gave me like antibiotics and said it will go away, kind of thing. It was nothing to worry about.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the only thing we can put it down to.
Yeah.
Done lots of tests, see if it's in my genes, like where it might come from. Nothing's come back.
Wow.
So that's the thing that I kind of say it probably is down to because of.
Yeah.
Right, so
Sorry, I was
go on.
gonna say, do you know sign language and stuff like that?
No, I don't. I did a bit of sign language when I was at like junior, I think it was primary school. There was an after school club, but from then nothing really was available. Like there was no sign language lessons or courses or anything, and even now they're so expensive.
Yeah.
It's tricky to try, and I'm still looking to try and find somewhere that I can learn it.
Yeah.
So I do, with my dancing, I do a bit of sign language and dance together. I merge it together for some Pride events to try and raise awareness. But when I do that sign language, I know someone who teaches me, and I'll send her like the lyrics of a song. I want to sign this lyric, this sentence or something. Can you
have a look at one of our podcasts? We've got someone who's a sign language choir.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sign language expert, and she does a choir.
Yeah.
And she's amazing.
She's lovely.
Yeah, we'll definitely put you in
So I
touch with
know
her.
bits and bobs, and if I need to know a certain sentence or anything, I'll ask this girl, and she'll just send me a video of her doing it, and I'll flip it and like slow it down and practice it. And
So you say you got an implant in one. So is it the one that sort of sticks on your?
this side.
So how does that even work? Do you know?
It's essentially, I think it's a mini computer.
Right.
Under my skin, basically, and then that's what the magnet connects to, and then the microphone is on top of the aid.
Oh, so it's the round bit that you see, like you see a bloke with it, you can see it, can't you? So that just sticks.
Yeah.
Like a magnet sticks on. So if you're washing your hair, you can take that off.
Yeah.
Do it, and then stick it back on.
Yeah.
And what's it sending the signals to your brain of what's being said?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I guess so. Because
amazing,
essentially, my cochlear doesn't work, so it kind of bypasses what doesn't work.
Right. Okay.
And I had like a tiny, minimal amount of hearing left in that side, and by doing that, from how they've done the operation, that's taken that away.
Right.
So now it's just this. So if I do hearing tests or anything, I can't hear anything in that ear. I can still a little bit in this side. Like I say, it's very, very
So
minimal.
is that one got anything?
This side, no.
This side's gone.
Yeah.
But this side's got a tiny little bit.
Tiny, yeah. I wear a hearing aid, which just amplifies the sound. It's like a big microphone. Whereas the cochlear implant bypasses that, because I've got a little computer underneath, just under my skin. It bypasses, because I know you have the little hairs in your ear, don't you?
Yeah.
Mine don't work.
Yeah.
So it just bypasses all of that.
When you get as you get older, those hairs break away, and they're what picking up the hearing. You know, so if
they like vibrate.
I've been an engineer for 30 odd years, so all that constant rumble will slowly break away.
Yeah.
You know, and there's certain tones. That's why for certain tones you get deaf on and stuff like that.
Definitely hit the mic then, by the way.
We've done mic now. We've got mic 3 here.
So does that affect you working? Does it affect you
on the
doing
phone,
content creation, or anything like that?
Actually, no. It's been fine so far.
Wow.
I don't think there's been a situation where it could have affected, to be honest. I'm trying to think if there's been any situation, but there hasn't really. No.
That's brilliant.
That's amazing.
So how long have you had that implant?
What year are we? 2025.
25.
I had to think then.
I think maybe just over 2 years I've had the implant.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you just have a hearing aid before that?
Yeah. Yeah, just had hearing aids in both ears. Yeah.
And how long does that last?
What, the implant?
Yeah.
It'll be with me for life.
So you don't have to get it changed? Or?
Yeah, so they say that the internal bit, the internal magnet, might break at some point, and then I'd have to have another operation for them just to change it over. But it wouldn't be as extensive as this one was. It would just be a case of taking that out and putting...
Yeah.
Do you walk past railings and all of a sudden your head sticks?
No, I suppose... it's not funny.
I've got a pacemaker, so in theory, if you put your head here, you could kill me.
That's good.
That's good, isn't it?
Nice cuddle at the end. Just get too close.
So remind me not to give you a cuddle.
That's the thing. That's what they did to yours, because you've had yours for, 3 changes now?
I'm on my third
And they just
pacemaker. I had
literally
mine put in at
similar to
26.
you, take the device out and then
Right,
just
so you've had to go undergo surgery again.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, a number of times, yeah.
So when I'm just going to be really random here. If the magnet stops working, this bit obviously falls down. Where would the other bit go?
It just stays there. It is.
Inside.
It's not got a hollow head.
I think the actual magnet under the skin will stay there, but like the bit that it operates on will break. The actual magnet itself. Yeah. So the actual computer under there.
Yeah. Do they have a life? Do you know?
Sorry?
Do they have a lifespan? Do they say they've got a lifespan on them?
They don't really. They just say that it's wear and tear.
Yeah. Because you could take a bump, couldn't you?
really tell,
In theory, you could take a bump on your head and you could damage it. Or it could last the rest of her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what yours could do, couldn't it? If you pull it or you hit something on your chest, you could damage
cables. Like my cables are original. So they go into my main arteries and go into my heart from the side and below, I think. I only remember when I have a scan on something, if I've broken a rib or something, I see them. I was like, there's my pacemaker. So the cables are 20 odd years old, but so they just connect a new pacemaker to it every 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's amazing. But thank you. Right, we need to ask you a few questions.
No, we have asked one question, haven't we?
What?
We've asked them.
Yeah, I was going to say, how are we going to find her?
Yeah, go on. How are we going? She's there.
All your details.
I'm right here.
She's deaf, not blind.
How do people find you on social media? If people want to contact you and get in touch with you, how do they find you?
So on Instagram and Facebook, it's nice and easy. It's the same handle at Content Queen Ltd. I think there's a dot in between.
LTD.
Yeah.
Right. At Content.
Limited.
I know.
I think there's a dot after Content Queen at contentqueen.ltd, something like that. Content Queen. LTD.
Content Queen.
Yeah. On social media.
Yeah.
And just pop me a message.
Email address or anything like that?
Yeah, I've got a personal email address. So that is melissabrill@outlook.com. I use that for Content Queen as well. So.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
We've got one more thing for you. We always ask people if they want a song dedicated to them. We've got a playlist on Spotify.
A Cherrywood podcast playlist. So every guest that comes on picks a random
choose any song you want.
We've had people do first dance. We've had people do favourite song, something that relates to the podcast. Like we had a guy on, Ross Friday, who we were talking about Ghostbusters quite a lot and linking that to the podcast. So he said that's got to be his song for the podcast, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know. What question?
Maybe we should ask.
Do you ever
people
imagine a first dance you have with your boyfriend if you got married?
How long can I ask?
She doesn't
how
even
long...
contemplate death, does she? I forgot about this.
No, she contemplates
aliens,
death.
don't even.
Life.
Life as such.
We could be here for
any
a while.
song you want. Any song.
How long have you been with your boyfriend, if you don't mind me
About
asking?
5 years.
Oh, so it is. He needs to.
Is he similar age to you?
Sorry?
Is he similar age to you?
Yeah, he's like 1 year younger than me. I'm older.
Got a toy boy.
By like a few months.
You keep those few months.
It's the same with us. She's a little bit older than me.
Oh, so it's time then. He needs to start thinking. We need to start thinking about first dance and everything like that. Then.
Oh God.
The only song I can think of is It's Like New, which is obviously I feel like a few people are going to say it, but you know that new song by Selena Gomez, Blue is Flame.
Oh yeah, I think I
love Selena Gomez.
But that's like the only I can think that right now because it's new and I'm listening to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So use that. We'll put that on.
But thank you so much for coming down. It's been amazing.
Really enjoyed having you on.
you for
Thank
having
you. And we'll see you all very soon. I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I did a day with Attenborough.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Killer whales.
Oh, that's how you should introduce Melissa from Content Queen. Is it?
Content Queen.
Hi guys.
Right, bye everyone. See you on.
She took the piss out of me.
Bang out of order. See you all soon. We're at cherrywoodpodcast.com or KMTV if they've still got us on there. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I just want to see if it's that again. Club Awesome, for autistic children and their families, a place where everyone belongs and fun knows no age limit.
Today's sponsors are
Bond Carpentry, where precision meets creativity.
From bespoke cupboards to second fix carpentry, garden houses, and even the Cherrywood podcast sign. Call 07738 732 931.
Bond Carpentry, licensed to drill.
This podcast has been brought to you by Snug Dubs Camper Van Hire.
Roam the world, park anywhere.
That's snugdubs.co.uk.
Need stunning video or photography for your big day, or even your business? Cherrywood Production delivers award-winning results with a personal touch. From weddings to promotional content, we turn your vision into reality. Visit cherrywoodpro.com today. Your memories, our passion.